All right, welcome to Smokey Approved Korea. I'm your boy Jurnalist, and on this one, you guys have asked me to check out Bora's new video. This one is my random predictions for BTS comeback. She's gonna have better predictions than I think most people. But if there's somebody else that has predictions you want me to check out, I'll check them out too. But yeah, thank you guys very much for joining me. If you could please hit that like, subscribe, Patreon's in the description. If we can get a 7 in the comments for that boy J Hope being home, we got 5 more people on the way. But yeah. Final thing, if you want to help me, my song's in the description. Check it out. If you do, you don't, it's okay. I just putting it there just in case somebody wants to help me. Go stream it or watch the lyric video on the channel. We're already at 2,000 streams on Spotify, which is ridiculous, and we were like 200 views away from being at 1,000 on YouTube for the lyric video. So we are smoking it. We are smoking it. We are close to our metric that we were looking for the first 30 days, so it's going quite well. But enough of that. Let's get into Bora, see what she got for us, and see what we got.
Something that I don't do here a lot is simply outright fangirl and be excited about BTS with no real reasons or arguments. So I want to change that by sharing with you my most random predictions for BTS's comeback. So please do not take this video.
So I'm gonna translate that into everybody, please place your tinfoil hats on now. We're going to Delulu land, and we're going to have a good time in wishing great things for the people that we enjoy listening to their music. That sounds like to me.
Seriously. Every time I say this, people still take something too seriously and get mad. So I'm begging you, do not take this video seriously. I'm just being an excited fan, which is my usual state of mind outside of these serious video essays I try to do. So these are 18 predictions that I divided into 3 sections because of course I'm dividing things into sections. One section is very likely to happen because there's a lot of proof. The next section is maybe yes, maybe no, but it's not that crazy to think so. And finally, there's the delusional predictions. These are more wishes than predictions because I don't have any credible proof that these will happen. They are just a product of my excitement for BTS's comeback. I will mix it up a little because I don't want the first section to be all boring and obvious, and the last section.
Sorry about that. I'm technically working on an album right now, and I had to listen to this update from the producer real quick. Back to the regularly scheduled programming.
Mix it up a little because I don't want the first section to be all boring and obvious and the last section to be all crazy. Emphasis on crazy because some of these are literal wishes instead of predictions. So again, please don't take this list too seriously. This is just for fun. So, prediction number 1, a global cultural phenomenon comeback. Very likely.
So you can expect BTS to sustain that fan loyalty and devotion, and that comeback could be massive.
I started writing my explanation for this point a long time ago, but it turned out to be so detailed that I decided to make it its own video. If you're interested in watching the long explanation, the video is called Nothing Can Stop Them, The Inevitable Success of BTS's Comeback. In short, my prediction is that pop culture has such a big obsession with comeback stories that BTS's comeback is guaranteed to have a strong cultural impact, not just the regular popularity that we've seen for the past years. Less popular artists and groups have done the unbelievable with the simple label of comeback. So no matter the type of project, I know that we will see the headline BTS's comeback everywhere. Number 2. A tour with multiple solo performances. Maybe.
I want to put a little asterisk on this. Let's say her idea is right, multiple solo performances. What if it was like a round robin of my tune, your tune, my tune, your tune, my tune, your tune, and it's just everybody got an album, and by the time everybody come back, Jin's album should have been out. So now everybody really does have an album, and it could just be like a proper jukebox. And this is the opportunity for us to be able to perform as a crew, but get my individual shit off while also servicing songs that some of these people had been waiting forever to see perform live, but they couldn't because we didn't really have the right dynamic. Like some of us had solos, some of us didn't. But at this point, we all got solos, and we all got solos with heat. Ain't nobody dropped the ball on the solo. So now, round robin, you go, then I go. song for song, almost like a versus, but not like with the competitive nature. Just, oh, that's what you bringing out? That's how you gonna whip the crowd up? I got this one for your head top. And it just goes back and forth. That'll be a crazy one. That's good. That's a good 3-hour concert right there.
It's basically confirmed by the BTS members that there is going to be a comeback tour. Of course, the preparation for a tour takes time and we're going to have to wait a little for that. So my prediction is that this tour will have a solo section for each member, like on the Wings tour and the Speak Yourself tour. However, unlike back in the day, the BTS members now have a lot of solo songs. So I predict or wish that they each perform more than one solo song on their comeback tour. Of course, they will perform OT7 songs, but I would love to go to a concert where I can see all the members shine on their own in more than just one performance. I mean this outside of any solo performances or concerts they may do. I want this in an OT7 concert, but I guess we'll see. Number 3, their comeback song will say BTS is back. Delusional prediction.
Will it say it in sentiment and not in text or lyric? Because I would prefer that if I'm just being honest. Because show niggas versus telling niggas is always my thing. My family's from the Show Me State. If you don't know, that's Missouri. Well, at least my daddy is in his side of the family. So I'm big on showing a nigga better than you could tell me. So don't tell me that you back. Show me by putting a fucking rocket ship on the charts. Snatch the #1. Do it for fucking 6 months. Something stupid. It's like, nigga, you thought you was nice? You thought you was nice? I was in jail. Let me show you what this is. At least that's how I'm looking at it. So that's my preference on this one.
Something BTS does occasionally is saying their own names in their songs, kind of like a producer tag. However, they tend to be very subtle. When I compiled,
I would say this is more just from their hip hop or rap influence. I'm gonna say my name. The only other person I've seen really do this that I hate doing it. You know his name. His name is Jason Derulo. Boy was singing in the start of the song like we forgot his goddamn name. Like, but when a rapper does it, I don't know why it doesn't hit that same tone for me. But this feels more like a rapper move to say your name in the record.
all these clips, it made it more noticeable, but I promise it's not that obvious. However, when they released the remix of Savage Love, they had a very noticeable, loud introduction. Since then, I've been obsessed with the idea of having an introduction like this again. For their comeback song, I want them to shout something. It can be BTS like in Savage Love, or it can be BTS is back like in Spine Breaker. This prediction is delusional because there's zero indication that they will say BTS is back. And it's also very random. But I'm just blinded by this idea because titles like Elvis is back and Backstreet's back sound so good.
Backstreet's back, alright.
See that? They do that. I'm shut the hell up. Because when they came out with Backstreet's Back, I was in my house like, everybody, yeah, rock your body. So yeah, grain of salt with what I've just said previously. But if it's not this, if it's Elvis back, you could dash that shit, throw it in the bin. But if it's this, I'm okay with it. If it's just the BTS, cool. But I would rather them do a punch in the mouth of musicality than anything else.
Number 4. No collaboration in a while. Maybe. I'm sure there's a line of artists waiting to collaborate with BTS. However, I believe that BTS will prioritize themselves in their big comeback moment. Number 4. No collaboration in a while. Maybe. I'm sure there's a line of artists waiting to collaborate with BTS. However, I believe that BTS will prioritize themselves in their big comeback moment, just like they prioritized themselves during the end of Chapter 1. I believe that there is a possibility of collaborations on remixes, but when it comes to the main single or singles that they are going to come back with, I think it's going to be just them. So, for example, instead of releasing singles like Boy With Love that has no promoted version without Halsey, or 7 that has no promoted version without Lado, I believe BTS will release singles by themselves. Maybe and only maybe there can be a remix collaboration, like Butter Megan Thee Stallion remix. But I believe that the main version of their next couple of singles will be just them. Number 5. More music in English. Very likely.
So much more. Who is my heart waiting for?
Although I believe most of their music will be in Korean, I have a strong feeling that they will continue releasing music in English of some sort. Some thought that maybe BTS were tired of their releases in English because of their exhaustion expressed during Festa. But now I believe more and more that they said this not because of the language of the songs, but because these songs always require them to act happy and energetic performance after performance. BTS's songs in English tend to be less serious and have the purpose to be mega promoted. But during the hiatus, the majority of the members have released music in English. The difference is that now these are not all happy, cheerful songs, and they are from so many different genres. Whether they are mainstream pop or more alternative, the BTS members seem heavily inclined to continue releasing songs in English. They just won't necessarily be like the old songs. As a personal prediction, I can picture BTS singing and performing whenever I listen to Who by Jimin and Standing Next to You by Jungkook, but we'll have to see. I talk more about this prediction on this video. Number 6. No Japanese music in a while. Maybe.
I would say, obviously, I've not heard any of the Japanese music. However, how I look at BTS's business acumen and choices, I don't think that they would leave such a market on the table. And I think they might do the reverse. So we'll get music in Japanese, but I don't know how much music they have in Spanish. And they've already kind of cracked the nut on English. So why not? Why not add the Spanish in there? Because at that point, like, how do you fall down at that point if you make music in Japanese, Korean, Spanish, and English? Like, maybe you fuck around and do some Mandarin, but I don't know how they feel about Big China and that. So I don't know. I don't know. Them being Korean from a westernized nation under the thumb of America's imperialism, they might not be that happy to go do anything for Big China. However, they do. They do Mandarin, Japanese, Spanish, English, and Korean. Oh, they're going to be doing a maza on the earth. Oh, it's crazy.
This is a sad prediction for me because I love the original Japanese songs. They just have a certain genre and style that lets them shine in a specific way. It's beautiful and sentimental to watch them perform their Japanese ballads. However, I do not see the common practice of at least one original Japanese song a year in a realistic and healthy comeback schedule, much less a Japanese album every 2 years full of Japanese remix of their Korean songs. I understand that Japanese albums are a big deal in K-pop. Japan is the second biggest music market in the world after the United States. But BTS has come to a point where they don't need to release music in Japanese to chart in Japan. Their songs in Korean and English are big in Japan and don't need a Japanese version anymore. So why would they take an unnecessary extra step on this new chapter of their careers? Maybe I'm wrong, but again, it's just a prediction. Number 7.
I don't think it's unnecessary. It's just something that I feel like maintaining what we was doing when we was all on the way up is how we make sure we stay at the motherfucking top. Because we'll be doing work that other people just aren't willing to continue to do, even if our fame says we don't have to. And that's what makes people love you more. When they're like, he's so famous, he don't have to do that. But he does do it still. Oh, people fucking love that shit. It's too easy.
BTS and Latin artist collaboration. Delusional prediction.
But on the street we got the people reacting. La gente que critica simplemente me da pena.
I know this goes against my own prediction about no collaborations for a while. However, after some time passes, I want to believe that there is a possibility that BTS will release a collaboration with a Latin artist. Not a remix, but a proper collaboration. I know J-Hope and Jimin have already collaborated with Latin artists, but I want BTS to have a collaboration as a group. HYYH has already created HYYH Latin America, so it's not that random of an idea. But at the end of the day, I do think it's kind of delusional, because BTS don't really do this kind of big favors for the company. A proper collaboration would be a lot of work. And if they don't show artistic interest or connection with a Latin artist, I don't think it will happen. But I can still dream. Number 8. A new BTS Room Live. Maybe. During BTS's hiatus, two types of performances have become very popular in Korea. One is the very well shot choreographies from either Studio Chum or 1DK Originals or Performance 37. I like those, but I'm way more interested in the vocal focused performances from channels like Killing Boys or It's Live. Specifically in the Killing Boys, artists sing live a snippet of multiple of their songs, creating a 20-minute performance that shows some highlights of their discography. BTS
Yo, Dingo don't be playing. They'll put a strike on the nigga channel real quick. They don't give a fuck.
did their own version of this type of performance in 2021 titled BTS Room Live. So whether it's on any of these channels or on their own channel with a BTS Room Live, I would love to get another vocal-focused mashup performance like this. And I say that this is a maybe prediction because these types of performances have become very popular in Korea. So it's not that random. Number 9. A new The Most Beautiful Moment in Life era. Very likely.
HYYH. I don't know what the hell that stands for.
BTS has mentioned a 10th year anniversary project for the most beautiful moment in life.
저희끼리 얘기했던 것 중에 어쨌든 2025년 대부분의 멤버들이 복귀할 해일 거고 그다음에 이제 화양연화라는 저희의 기념비적인 어떤 회사가 10주년이 되는 해이기 때문에 화양연화가 10주년이 돌아오니까 그때는 무언가를 할 수 있을 것 같지도 않을까 뭐 이런 생각을 했었잖아요.
We said to each other, let's make sure we put out a 10-year anniversary album and a project.
The question is, what kind of project? It can still just be some kind of special retrospective event or a song, but I'm hoping for an album following the theme of the most beautiful moment in life era. An album is a big project, but whatever it is, I'm excited that this is a very likely prediction. Number 10. Bang on streaming platforms. Delusional prediction.
That's a tune. If you've not heard my remix, it's on the channel. But that's a tune. I love that fucking song. That's a banger, actually.
This is a joke for ARMYs because we've been asking for this for so long. There are many BTS songs that have not been officially released and they are nowhere to be found on streaming platforms. We can only listen to them on Soundcloud. Some of these songs are We Are Bulletproof Part 1, I Know, 4 O'Clock, One Verse, a special version of So Far Away, and of course, Dang by the Rap Line. Since Dang was released in 2018, it became an instant fan favorite. And the BTS members know this. So since then, we have all been in the collective delusion that they will release Dang on Spotify and all streaming platforms. These delusions have increased in the past few years. I really thought that they could have released it in their album Proof in 2022 because this was an anthology album and this was literally the perfect opportunity to officially release unofficial songs. But they released Born Singer instead, which makes total sense. So then I thought that maybe they will release it during their anniversary in 2023 because that was their first anniversary on hiatus and they had no songs to release. But they actually pre-recorded a new song. So then I thought, okay, it couldn't happen in 2022 or 2023, but they don't have anything pre-recorded for 2024, so this is the time. But of course, their anniversary came and there was no Dang on Spotify. Just like many other ARMYs, I choose to continue with my delusion and I predict that Dang will be on the streaming platforms in 2025 or 2026. And
What's DD ceremony? What the hell is that? And then what is holding this up from being on the what's it called? The the streaming platforms, like, do we sample something we shouldn't have? And them niggas got all the money in the world, so like, we could pay them niggas what they need to get this out. Why is this not out? Is there like an actual reason, or they just have not released it? Please let me know.
This is my reasoning. Before each BTS member released their first official solo project during the hiatus, they added their unofficial songs from Soundcloud on the streaming platforms. All the members did this. Before releasing their debut single, they made their unofficial songs official songs. So what if BTS does the same and releases them alongside other unofficial songs right before they release their comeback single? My own mind is telling me, why would they bring all music into their new chapter? But I can still dream. Number 11, RM.
If their hip-hop background is anything to say why they might bring their old stuff into right now, is a real hip-hop artist's career spans like decades sometimes. And that journey of their very first record till now is what, at least for how I look at hip-hop, where hip-hop fans really love to fucking dig in the crates. Like, I'm going through my MF Doom, like, anthology, or, like, looking into his music, and I've gone all the way back to KMD, Cause of Mass Destruction. So I've gone back to his very first stuff, and I want to be able to hear every song the person had. So this is where I feel like bringing those songs and making sure that you just know that they're a part of the journey, and not trying to, like, not saying they're trying to hide them, but, like, making sure that everything is readily available is what I prefer from, I guess, artist and hip-hop artists specifically. Granted, not everybody in BTS is like a hip-hop artist or a rapper, but maybe that's the thinking on if they do what she's saying.
Plays the saxophone on stage. Maybe. During his military enlistment, Namjoon has learned how to play the saxophone. That is all the proof I have that we will get a Namjoon saxophone performance. I don't know if it's going to be a solo live performance or a new song with BTS, or it can also be a duet with Taeyeon. That would be very exciting. But whatever it is, I choose to believe in the existence of a Namjoon saxophone live performance. I don't think it's that crazy of a prediction. I know Namjoon said he wants to learn how to play more instruments while in the military, but even if it's just a one-time thing, like the time Jungkook played the drums during Dynamite.
My little nigga play the drums and sing like he Don Henley. Whoo! Hey, my boy Cole.
I believe that seeing him on stage playing the saxophone can definitely happen. Number 12, music videos on Bangtan TV. Delusional prediction. Just like many other armies, I would love for BTS to release their music videos on their YouTube channel Bangtan TV instead of hype labels. There's a lot of benefits for this, starting with the fact that I don't want to see 50 videos of artists I don't care about on my YouTube homepage every day. I only want to get notifications for BTS's videos. However, there's zero indication that this will happen, especially knowing that the BTS members have all released their solo music videos on hype labels. So although this is a very unlikely prediction, I will never stop wishing for it. Number 13.
Also, why I think that might never happen is because the channel CPMs just mean that we make more if we put it on hype labels, because that's where everybody else's stuff is, and that's where the longest audience retention numbers are going to be, so that CPM is going to be way higher over there than on Bangtan TV. But that's really the only thing. I think it's just a money thing at this point. Like, we make more money putting the video out on a channel that technically we own, plus it's our music, so it's kind of like double dipping in a way, but in a positive way this time.
A Hot 100 number 1, very likely.
Look at that.
The Hot 100 is actually a very difficult chart to be part of. Not even the biggest artists can guarantee a good spot for themselves. However, with such a big fandom, their years-long experience with the chart, and the level of comeback that BTS will inevitably carry, it's extremely likely that the first official single BTS releases after their military enlistment will debut at number 1 on the Hot 100. The song's genre, language, and promotions will determine how many weeks it will stay at number 1 or the top 10, but I think that the debut at number 1 is guaranteed. Life Goes On was a random slow song in Korean with no promotions, no radio play, with only one version, and it debuted at number 1. Now BTS has way more attention because it's their comeback after being in the military. Everyone is waiting for it. So a number 1 debut is very likely to happen. Number 14, a Jimmy Fallon BTS special, Maybe.
Who the fuck is watching Jimmy Fallon? Like, no shade at Jimmy, because he does a really great job. But who the fuck is watching that shit? Because how I see it, like, he's like in the Johnny Carson like lane. And them men only cover at least people in their mid-30s and older. But then, I don't know. Are there young folk watching Jimmy Fallon when BTS ain't there? Let me know that. That's a better gauge of my understanding.
One late night show that BTS comes back to year after year is The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Some of the members even went by themselves during their solo promotions, so a comeback appearance at The Tonight Show is very likely. However, I'm hoping for some kind of BTS special. This means something more than just a performance and an interview. BTS already had 2 specials at The Tonight Show. One was the New York City subway special, in which BTS were interviewed on a New York subway, played the Subway Olympics, served sandwiches at Cat's Deli, and performed at Grand Central Terminal. Their other special was the BTS Week, in which BTS were interviewed, played different games, performed an a cappella version of Dynamite with Jimmy and The Roots, and were the musical guests for an entire...
Fuck off. Yeah, I know. There's a musical a cappella version of Butter or whatever this song is.
version of Dynamite with...
Part of this. There goes Black Thought's black ass. Oh, Jesus Christ. You just never know how far music can take you and what rooms you might be in on a certain day. Because Black Thought is probably one of the coldest MCs to ever touch a microphone. And he's doing this. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Jimmy and The Roots, and were the musical guests for an entire week of the show. So my prediction of an appearance at The Tonight Show is kind of obvious, but an special of any kind is not that obvious. It's just something that I really want to happen. Number 15, an SNL performance and sketch. Delusional prediction.
I would love to see the sketch over the performance.
BTS have already been the celebrity guests in an SNL episode in 2019. However, they were only the musical guests, so they didn't act in any comedy sketches. Years after their SNL appearance, BTS said that they loved being on SNL.
SNL 그때가 재밌었어. 네, 재밌었어. 가장 꿈에 근접한 활동이었어.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they are back as musical guests. However, I want to see them in a comedy sketch, and I'm not sure that is something they would be comfortable with. The sketches in SNL are live, and I feel like American TV shows don't know what to do with the language barrier. So although it may not happen, I can still dream. Stephen Colbert, James Corden, and Jimmy Fallon found ways to do pre-recorded comedy sketches with BTS, and SNL still has the possibility of having BTS in one of those comedy songs they do. I'm still not convinced by my own prediction, but I don't care. I just want it to happen. Number 16, a special performance at the AMAs. Maybe.
I don't want them niggas to do AMAs, BET, and them niggas shouldn't go to the Grammys if they don't win a goddamn Grammy. And matter of fact, they should pull, what's that nigga name? Marlon Brando. Send somebody else to accept your award, and then have them give a speech on your behalf that is like a dressing down of the organization that just gave you an award. Oh, that would be so good. I would love to see that.
I have this prediction simply because the last 2 times BTS performed at the American Music Awards or the AMAs, this award show gave them the opportunity to have more than one regular performance. In 2020, BTS performed Life Goes On and Dynamite.
Let's not do that either. They didn't give them anything. They are using them because those 2, let's say it's 7 minutes worth of music for both of those performances combined. That 7 minutes of television time garnered them an extra, let's say 5 million viewers or something, whatever viewership is. There's a large bump in viewership because you gave them niggas 7 minutes to dance and sing on your program. That definitely would have made your numbers way lower if you had not have done this. So they didn't give it to them. They need them niggas at this point for certain shit, especially if they're going to continue to kind of make subsections of how we keep Korean artists or foreign artists away from the awards that we think we should give to our American artists with no competition. Then, yeah, no, we need these niggas. Then this is how you keep niggas happy. I give you the 7 minutes, but you don't get this award, but you want to be a part of something that's considered to be prestigious to the wider public. Nah. You niggas need me. That's the whole reason you gave me that time. I know it. That's how that worked.
Dynamite back to back. And in 2021, BTS were planned to have 2 collaborative stages. They ended up having 1 collaborative stage and 1 regular performance because of an incident. But my point is that the AMAs seem more open than other award shows to the idea of giving BTS more than just 1 song to perform. The AMAs gave them their American TV debut and their first American Artist of the Year award. So I think the AMAs are more than willing to give BTS the space to have some kind of a special comeback performance at their award show. The one thing that can destroy my prediction though is BTS. I feel like BTS always prefer the Billboard Music Awards or the BBMAs over the AMAs. And if they decide to have a comeback stage in any of these American award shows, it would be the BBMAs, not the AMAs. I talk about the relationship BTS has with the big 3 American award shows here. Maybe that video can make this prediction make more sense. Number 17, more choreographies. Very likely. I really dislike the idea that 27 or 32 are ages that are too old to dance. That is such a new K-pop idea and I hate it. These were the ages of Michael Jackson and Usher when they had some of their most iconic dance years. With that said, I believe that during this hiatus, all the BTS members have shown that their connection to dance is too deep to stop altogether, either through choreographies on their solo performances or through their constant dance practices. Even while in the military, they are still dancing. So I believe it's extremely likely that we will continue seeing them perform with choreographies. Not only that, but I predict an iconic choreography like Dionysus on or Run BTS. But we'll see.
My thing is, at least the older I've gotten, what are these arbitrary rules that people have from ages standpoints? Like, especially when somebody's life is so buttoned up. Like, I'm having this argument on Facebook with my nephew and a homie from back home, and the new picture of Drake with his hair done up, I was just like, does he look weird? Sure. But the homie was like, he too old to have his hair like that. And I'm like, my man's bills is paid. His life is paid for. He don't have to get a job nowhere now, never. Like, why can't he do this? And then it's not like, I think I would have an issue with Drake's picture, like, style. If he was to be like, this is going to be my style moving forward for multiple, like, occasions, then I'd be like, all right, that's a little weird. But, like, for a one-off, like, I was feeling cute today, so I decided to do this with my hair. Why? How's a man too old for that? And then for dancing. I swear I've told this story on this channel before, but this old nigga in Berlin, when we was in this one place, we called it Charlie Sheen, but I can't mind the name of the place, but we called it Charlie Sheen. It was a fucking banging club, but it was this old nigga in there just spinning these young birds. He was just teaching them how to do salsa. Mind you, this club don't play salsa. It's like playing hip-hop records or some shit. And this old nigga in there in a nice little kind of button-down shirt and slacks and the hard bottoms was in there just giving girls salsa dancing. It was like, he's like 70-something. That was beautiful. How you too old to dance and move your body and have good coordination and be healthy? What? Who comes up with these bullshit arbitrary rules? Because we need to beat that nigga up. Because that shit is terrible. You get older, so you need to stop doing shit. That's stupid. That's dumb as hell.
18. New hairstyles. Delusional predictions. I don't think even the BTS members have an idea of what their hairstyles are going to be for their comeback. So here are my very random predictions. At least one has to become true. Starting with the obvious one, Jimin is going to be blonde because that is his natural hair color. He was born to be blonde. RM has recently
Natural as in he naturally looks good with it, or that boy actually was born with blonde hair, because I could have swore that boy hair was black.
mentioned wanting a perm and knowing that his hair grows very fast.
Hey, the Marcus is coming out of that nigga too strong. That nigga said I want a perm. When his hair straight. Perm make your hair go curly. The Marcus is trying to get out. I'm telling you.
I think he will get a hairstyle similar to Taeyeon's in 2020-2021. I predict or wish that Jungkook will stay away from the scissors and go back to his hair during the golden promotions. And by that, I mean like in 7, not standing next to you. In my delusions, Jin will go back to the purple hair, but realistically, he will have his very common short black hair. I feel like J-Hope has pretty much stayed with his wavy dark brown hairstyle for the past years, but I want to believe that he will give this one hairstyle a comeback. He had these blonde highlights for 1 second, so I desperately wait for the
Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's the dog, the bounty hunter. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. I know some of y'all love that hairstyle on that boy. That's Dog the Bounty Hunter. Get that out of here. Take that, pack that up, put it in a box, and don't find it. Don't do it.
comeback. For Taeyeon, I would love to see him in either a caramel blonde like in DNA or Layover, or a crazy color. Literally any crazy color. Blue, purple, pink, orange, any of those. In my delusions, Suga will go back to his mint hair because they are going to have their new, the most beautiful moment in life era. But realistically, I would love to see Suga in a lighter brown and long hair. I don't care if none of these make sense and they all end up having black hair. At this point, I'm just saying my favorite hairstyles on them. So those are all the predictions or wishes that I can think of for now. Please remember that I made this video just for fun. Don't take it seriously. I'm just excited because the return is closer and closer. So let me know in the comments what your predictions are. They can be serious predictions or crazy ones. In the meantime, remember to support the solo projects.
Like I said, support those solo projects. Also, go support this young lady. Go run her shit up. Go watch this video without me. Go do all that. Put the respect on Boris thing, because without her making these, obviously, like I said, I don't have these videos to react to. Also, you can now remove your tinfoil hats, or you can leave them on and leave a comment for your most delusional, like, that makes no fucking sense. I don't know how you came up with that. I'm talking to the back of the microphone, I think. I messed up. Hopefully you guys heard everything I was saying. But yeah, write in your most delusional comment. Let me find out what you really think could be a prediction for their comeback. But yeah, this was a fun one. And then again, if anybody is watching this and they be like really on Bora's head, like, let the girl have some fun. These are her thoughts and opinions. You don't have to agree with them, but you don't have to be writing no mean comments. Don't be a hater. Now, granted, if you watch my channel, you're probably not one of them folks. I'm just saying about the people that do that on her original videos in her comment section, because I know there's haters in this world. Yeah, besides that, this was a fun video. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Please hit that like, subscribe, Patreon's in the description. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.